Hare Krishna. So yesterday we saw how Lord Krishna, in order to deliberately perplex Arjuna, he took his chariot and stationed the chariot in between the two armies. Arjuna got dumbstruck by seeing Bhishma and Drona in front. But that was not enough. What more did he see is the subject matter of today's verse. We have the 26th verse of the first chapter of Gita today. It goes, Tatra pashyan sthitan parthah pitranath pitamahan acharyan matula bhratran putran pautram sakhim statha shvashura suhrudaschaiva senayorubhayorapi. There Arjuna could see within the midst of the armies of both parties, his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his father-in-law and well-wishers. So this is the first time that Arjuna's perception of a family is being brought in front. Till now we see the Kauravas had inflicted a lot of pains and wounds on the Pandavas. And during the 12 years of exile, even the Pandavas had got themselves ready in order to do their best against this fight of Kauravas. So everyone is ready, everyone has blown their shankh, we have already seen. But the concept of I will be fighting my own kinsman is right now dawning on Arjuna's mind. So we have everyone being addressed not by name but by family relation. So he sees his father figures, his grandfather figure, his brother figure, and where Senayor Ubhayorapi, in both the sides, even if my side or the other side, whoever dies, it's ultimately my own kinsman. Kinsman means those who are related to my body or this body. So we see that Lord Krishna has slowly got Arjuna into the gambit of Aham and Mama, away from the gambit of Dharma and Adharma. Till now, everything was supposed to be on the balance of Dharma and Adharma. But now Arjuna starts tilting faces. No, it's family. And that's how we will see how Arjuna's despondency goes ahead. We see Arjuna is specifically also perplexed because right before the battlefield, before this entire Gita could happen, Arjuna had asked for blessings of Dronacharya. Arjuna from his chariot had shot an arrow which landed at Dronacharya's feet, which meant or represented seeking blessings. Drona also, the kind of teacher he was, the kind of Brahmana he was, the kind of affection he had towards Arjuna specifically, he also shot an arrow that just touched over Arjuna's mukut and went, which was indicated that it was giving blessing that, oh Arjuna, may you be victorious. So we also go through so many situations in our life just like Arjuna. We go through problems, we go through troubles, we go through worries. But then if we really think, 80% to 85% of the things that we are afraid of in our life simply never happen. They are just in our mind. Aisa hua to. So in any situation, we can have either things which are in our control and things which are not in our control. Most of the times, 85% of the times, we are worrying about situations, people, circumstances which are not in our control, which will not help. So, usually, when a person is faced with difficulty, immediately he goes in the circle of BMW, blaming, mourning, and worrying. The need is to come out of this BMW circle and to come in a responsive circle. Rather than reacting to situations, one must respond to situation. React means without any thought of what it will result in. It's simply an outburst of emotions. Response means it's a calibrated, calculated, thought over effect to any situation. Arjuna will right now go into the blaming, mourning, and worrying circle, and what happens next will come in tomorrow's verse.
Today we are also celebrating our 74th Independence Day. It's 15th of August. 74 years back, India got its independence. And for that, so many brave soldiers from the Indian National Army, so many brave patriots from the Indian National Congress sacrificed their lives, sacrificed everything so that we could breathe in fresh, free air. The concept of independence means we should be our own masters. Why should somebody else control us? Similarly, this has a very deep and important significance in our spiritual lives. As jivas, as souls, we are also independent. And in this material world, the sense of being body and the sense of our gratification has really conquered over us. So that eclipses our identity as soul. And that is the problem that we are facing in this material world. So true independence also means getting independent or being freed from this misconception of I am the body. Also, in spiritual context, real independence means declaring our complete dependence on Krishna and His mercy. In spiritual context, we are all Krishna's sons. And no matter how great or how big a son becomes, he is always a son and he is always very dear to his father. So on this Independence Day, let us meditate on these two aspects of independence also. First is actual independence, is thinking oneself to be the soul, getting independent of the mentality of the bodily concept of life. Also, the second point is no matter how much ever independent we are all Krishna's dear sons and He is waiting to love and reciprocate with us. Happy Independence Day.